When I was an undergrad, so 18, 19 years old, I was sure I wanted to be an actor. I was in as many plays as I could be in. I auditioned for everything I could. And then I had the first big show that I was in, and we rehearsed for about 4 months for that show. It was opening night. I was so excited. The show happened. It was great. I came back the next night. We did it again. Then the next night, we did it again. And then by the fourth night, I was like, okay, this is so boring. I don't want to do it anymore. And that's when I realized I was not cut out to be an actor. After 4 nights of what I really wanted to do, I found out it wasn't for me. Our guest today is someone who's wondering if she wants to be an actress. She's done some training and she's trying to make some decisions about how and when to move forward. I'm really excited to have this conversation. It's a conversation about dreams, about when to pursue them and when to step back. I'm Mauricio Bruce, and this is The Real Question. Hi, Evie.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, Evie, before we jump in, there's a question that I'm trying out with all my guests to try and get to know them a little bit better. So I'd like to start there. And the question is, if you could tell me anything about yourself, what would you choose to tell me?
Anything about myself? I'm not sure how big or how small to go with that one. I feel like, because I have my fun fact, that if people ask for a fun fact, that's like my go-to fun fact, which is that I've technically been struck by lightning.
Oh.
Indirectly, but I was holding something that was plugged into the mains and my house got struck and the current went all the way through and like went into my hand and shocked me and our TV exploded. So
is that a fun fact? Or
I don't know. It's dramatic.
It's very dramatic.
It's a point of interest.
But now I have other questions like, do you have superpowers now?
Yeah, big time.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Evie, you've come onto our show, and I know you have a question for us. So could you tell me what your question is?
Sure. The overall question is, should I go into acting as like a professional career?
Okay. Should I go into acting as a professional career? Could you expand on that? Have you done some acting already?
Yeah, so in 2021, I'd like graduated from my undergrad and I kind of had it at the back of my mind. I had like a question that I needed answering of, did I want to go into this thing? And I'd done theatre and stuff for hobbies. So I applied for a course and I got onto like a master's course at quite a good school, which was great. And then I did that and then I graduated and I thought at some point I'd answer the question either way while I was training. And now it's been over a year since I graduated and I haven't made the decision yet and I haven't really done anything yet. So I think I need to make a choice either way, whether to sort of take the steps or to pursue something else, basically.
Okay. So you've done some training, but I just want to clarify, just to be sure, in this year, have you been in anything? Have you done any acting?
Well, only little bits for friends. There's been other stuff going on this year, which has meant about 6 months of it was a bit useless to anybody. So, yeah, I think that threw me off. And then because it's so hard to get into, I think I know what the next steps I would take would be. I kind of know the things I'd need to do, but they're very, very hard. And it's a lot of work and it's a lot of commitment and it's a lot of time. I don't know how to know if you want something enough that amount of like sacrifice and effort is worth it. I don't know if I want it enough to do it, I suppose.
Yeah. So it almost seems like that's a different question.
Maybe, yeah.
Because there's a couple of things there that I heard you ask. Like, one, how do I know if this is my dream?
Yeah.
And two, if it is, how much is enough?
Yes, definitely those two things, yeah.
So let me start by asking, what led you to acting in the first place?
I came across it kind of by accident, just through some family friends who did it, and then started doing it, and then was good enough and enjoyed it enough that I kept going. And yeah, it's very addictive, and you get this little idea in the back of your head of like all the things you could do and all the like dreams you could have, and it's very hard to let that go, I think. People always talk about regrets they have that they didn't like go for it. Any kind of artistic job, I feel like, is a bit like that. They're like, oh, you need to like go for it or you might regret it in later life. And then that means the little kind of idea in your head of this is a job is very difficult to let go. But also I just really love it. Like, aside from that, it is something that I really enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. You get quite addicted to it, and then it's hard to stop. That's kind of the...
That's interesting. So as a young girl, when you were growing up, if people asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Would actor be in that response? No,
because I never would have admitted it.
Okay.
I would have felt it would have sounded like a stupid thing to say because I didn't think it was like realistic.
Yeah. Can you explore that? Why wasn't it realistic?
I think at the time when I started, I was about 15, 16. So I was around people who'd been doing it for like 14 years. And then they were basically minor professionals. And so I think in comparison, I would have been like, oh, well, I'm not at that kind of level and I haven't done any training and I haven't done all this sort of stuff. And then I have done the training now. So I'm at a slightly different position. Yeah.
So there was a sense back then, I may not be good enough, or I'm not as good as those people.
Yeah, definitely. But not even in sort of a self-deprecating way, just in a very, these are the skills that I have and these are the skills that they have. Like, do you know what I mean? Like very assessing the situation kind of way. Yeah.
And like you said, and you've gone ahead and done the training.
Yeah, I have. It's kind of a similar situation, though, in some ways, because I think this would be a different question if I'd gone to drama school and I'd been like star of the show and I'd been lead in everything and I'd been like top of the class kind of thing. I kind of wasn't. I was like, okay at some things, not as good at other things. I kind of middle of the pack a little bit. It's hard when you're starting out in acting, and it's hard and it's horrible. A lot of the advice is stay confident in what you have to offer and like know yourself and know why people would hire you. And I guess I'm not confident in what I have to offer because especially living in London, all around you are people who can do what you do, but like a million times better. And they can also write a concerto and they can like play the lute. It's like, there's always that. So it's hard to know why someone would hire you in the first place. And then it's hard to take the step to do the work because then it's like, well, this might just be a wasted effort, I suppose.
Okay. There's a lot of great questions here, Evie, and I'm trying to decide which route we're taking. But there's an Evie who was 15 or 16, or let's go even further back, a 10-year-old Evie who would be asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she would never say actor because it would have been silly. Mm-hmm. But she kind of wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
Now, Evie has become an actor, has gotten the skills, has studied, has gone through the training. And Evie's saying, I'm just sort of middle of the pack. I'm not the best at this. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
So if I am in the middle of the pack and I'm not the best, should I pursue it? Or is it just a waste of time?
Yeah, and I think just sort of that and then the next thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think like that would be it for me. Like I do even how I am now, I can see a way that I would be able to make some kind of career. And that would be to make a decision and work really hard on certain skills and like really work on certain types of acting and take classes and build up these things that would make me like marketable, mm-hmm. as sort of cold as that sounds. But that's how you get jobs when you're starting out.
Yeah.
But that's the bit where I'm like, that's a lot of work. And then I just don't know if I have it in me to do all that self-work with no guarantee, I suppose. Or I'm doing all these things, but for one goal that I'm not even 100% that I want, I suppose.
Yeah. And it brings me to this idea, like, when do we know things 100%? What does it mean to know something 100%? Like, this is definitely it. I'm going to go full force and I know that's my destiny, versus this is something that I really want to try out. This is a choice that I want to pursue in my life. Like, this seems interesting. This moves things in me. This is exciting in certain levels, and I want to invest some time.
Yeah.
Have you ever known anything in your life 100%?
Probably not. No.
I mean, I think about me. I don't know that I've known anything 100%.
No.
And so I've changed careers like 4 times because I feel that I just want to keep exploring me and keep exploring everything that I am. And so I sort of go one direction until I'm sort of satisfied, and then I'll turn the other direction. And that's become my life. These explorations of the things that I can be and I can think and I can explore without having to say, this is me 100% and I'm going to invest all my energy into that.
Yeah, that does make sense.
So I'm wondering, if you hold it a little bit differently, Evie, just this first question, if it doesn't have to be the choice of your life, but it's a part of you that you're curious about exploring, this little question that's been in your head since you were a little girl, what if I was an actress? Yeah. Would that feel different, or does it still feel heavy?
It still feels a little heavy, just in the sense that because it's so difficult to kind of start a career. And when you've started, it's a little bit easier, but getting the momentum is so hard. I don't even think I would be exploring that question for quite a long time. I think it would take a lot to get to that point. I have noticed among other actors, the mentality is quite often, this is the only thing I can be doing. I'm going to do this or die trying. The people who get anywhere are people who've persisted and persisted and persisted. And I do think, unless you're very lucky, I do think it does demand that of you.
When you say that, other actors say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to die trying. When you say that, the sense is, that's not you.
I don't think so. I don't know. I enjoy a lot of things in my life, and I think I could enjoy a lot of things in my life. And there are a lot of things that I know I'm missing out on. I don't know. I have a lot of friends like traveling the world, and I would love to do that, but I can't because I don't have any money, because I can't get a job, because then I couldn't do anything acting. Or like I can't get like a well-paying job. I have to be sort of shift work still, which I don't know. There's like a million other things that I could be doing. And also like no other things I could immediately be doing, because I just like, I need to make a choice on something, but I'm really struggling to commit to anything, really.
Yeah. And the other question I had was, you keep saying, if I decide to take this path, it's so much work and I just have to sort of go all in, and it's just going to be years and years before I actually get to do the work I want to do. Can you identify, or can you see or tell me what's the fear underneath that? Like, if you invested it all and went to the classes and did the work and then became an actress, what's the fear that doesn't let you say, yeah, I'm going to go do the effort?
A lot of it is that you would do all the work and then still not be good enough, not have this thing. And it's not guaranteed, even if you are the best actor in the world. Like, it's not a job that you get gifted to after you've done a certain amount of work. You always have to be working for it. And then I think there's also quite a big fear of like just massively being left behind, and then making this decision and then getting to sort of like 30 or whatever, and then just still kind of having nothing, no prospects, you know?
You keep using that phrase, and I'm just going to sort of highlight it here, which is not good enough. What if I do that and I'm still not good enough? What if I'm 30 and I have no prospects? I had my first client as a therapist at 30 after many years of work. So that question, Evie, of What if I do the work and I'm not good enough? What if I'm not good enough for this dream? What if this dream is not good enough? Sort of keeps coming up for me when I frame it like that. Does it do anything for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a personal thing, and it's such like a vulnerable thing to do. But I think it is also a practical consideration, because I've met a lot of actors who've been going for 20 years and they haven't really got anywhere, and they're not giving up, which is great. But I don't know if I can do that. Like, I wouldn't want that to be me. I wouldn't want to be 20 years in and haven't got to where I wanted to be. I couldn't do that.
Yeah. So let's do that exercise. Imagine your best life and tell me what it looks like.
Best life, I think it doesn't have to be acting. I think it would be creative, though. I think it would be like some form of writing or direct, like something in making some sort of art of some description. And I think it would be having enough momentum to regularly earn enough money. I don't think I need the really massive stuff. Like, I never went into this being like, I want to be like Emma Stone. Like, that wasn't the goal at all. More just to have some things that I'm really proud of and to be secure financially. That's in the dream.
So there's this creative energy, there's this creative person that I'm sitting with that is wondering how to sort of fulfill that creative dream.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know where to put it yet.
Yep. So if you were working for your future self, what would you do here so that your future self has like options to work with?
I don't know. I think I would. I know I need to do something.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm not doing anything, but I know I just need to kind of follow one path for a bit and see where it goes. I think that is the solution. I'm struggling to figure out which one. And I'm struggling with it that it means that I can't follow other paths.
Yeah, so you're frozen right in the middle.
Very, yeah. Yeah.
There's this world in front of you, and you're saying, I'm not doing anything. I know I want to do something, and I want to be in the creative realm. But what if I'm not good enough? And I take that path, and then 20 years down the line, I'm still not anywhere.
That is exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're here, nowhere.
Yeah.
You're creating that place that you're so afraid of. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
And so what I'm inviting you to do, because you've only been out of school for a year, and you said during this year, you've done not very much.
Yeah.
So I would invite Evie to sit for another day or two and then say, okay, I'm going to start walking this path. And we can set a time limit. We can say, let's walk that path for 1 year and see how you feel and where you are. And, we can check back in and say, okay, Evie, you walked the actor path for a year. How has that felt? And I know you said that you probably have to do a lot of work and take classes. But as you do that work, you meet people and you see parts of yourself and you start to understand the business, and you might go, oh my gosh, this is way more exciting than I thought, or this is way less exciting than I thought. But there's nothing that you're going to know 100%. Right? I wish I could tell you, hey, let's channel the muses and then we will know that you are 100% meant to be an actor. I would probably be in a different kind of work if I could do that. But unfortunately, we're here saying, I don't know 100% that that's my quote unquote destiny. But I know that I'm curious, and I know that I think about it, and I know that there's something out there that if I just turn around and go away, will maybe still call me. Right? You said, even if I don't go, I still want to have this in my life. I still want to somehow be involved in it. That's that voice saying, Evie, you're creative and we want you in this world.
Yeah, I think I've been struggling with like what the little voice was. But then I think about it and it has been around a very, very long time and hasn't stopped. I feel like at a certain point, I should listen to that. I'm very good at ignoring any kind of gut instinct.
So there's something there. And then I think if we go down from our head and listen to the gut, we also sort of pass by the heart. And we can put all those three together to help us understand what part of me is so invested in this or so curious. And maybe that's how we define the dream. That's how we define the passion. I can't tell you, oh yeah, if you can't live without it, then it's definitely not for you. I don't know that I have ever felt that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I can tell you, you have to feel that in order to know that that's your dream or that that's your passion.
Yeah.
But I do know that you have this little voice and you have this little curiosity and you have this little talent that's starting to blossom. And now the choice is, do you feed it? Do you water it? Or do you go water something else? Because I think whatever you water flowers.
Yeah.
All that to say, when we talk about this way, when we talk about it like, what's the next step that you can take? How can you move towards this curiosity, even if it doesn't feel like it consumes you, that this is my passion and I have to do it or I will die? If we frame it that way, is it exciting? Is it boring? Is it enticing? Is it less enticing?
It is more enticing. I think on some level, I've been waiting for someone just to tell me what to do either way. Like, tell me which one to do, and then I'll just do it. I feel like putting it like that has given me a bit of permission to sort of be like, okay, well, I don't know, I can start walking and see what happens. It doesn't have to be like an all or nothing thing. I do know that. It's been hard to wrap my head around it, I think.
So what I hear there is, can I trust my inner voice? Can I trust this desire that I have? You've been waiting for someone to give you the permission, but it's like, can I give myself permission to follow that?
Yeah, I think it is that a bit. I think there is like a part of me which does still feel a little bit stupid when I say that it's what I want to do. Like, I still feel quite embarrassed about it, which I don't think I would have if I had all these clear signals of being the best actor in the world. But then I guess, like, no one has that. Even the best actors in the world don't have, like, a label, like a name badge that says I'm the best actor in the world. That's what I want. Like, I want that kind of solid permission to be like, this is warranted, you putting all this time and effort and like yourself into it. But I know you can't have that. I think I've just been struggling with feeling almost like a bit silly sometimes, especially when I talk about it with my friends who have jobs. It does feel all a bit silly. I don't know.
Saying what feels silly?
Well, saying that I want to be an actor or I'm going to be an actor when I don't necessarily have the credentials to back that up of the name badge saying I'm the best actor in the world. I think that's what it is. Like, embarrassed, like people might think behind my back, like, oh, she's never going to do that. Like that. I think that's what goes on in my head a bit.
Yeah. So two things. That badge, I can make it and ship it. You could put it on your desk. Best actress in the world. That's easy. Uh-huh. But the second one, you say, telling people that I'm going to be an actress or that I want to be an actress. You did your training, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel to say I am an actress?
I mean, at the moment, it feels like a lie because I haven't done anything.
You did your training.
That is something they tell you to do, is they tell you to say, I am an actor, I am an actress. I think I've seen a lot of people who really 100% believe in themselves. Sometimes very warranted. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're pretty good. But like, they really back themselves. And that does get them jobs, like really, truly believing in their own like narrative and their own stuff. I'm finding it hard to do that because I think I have quite high standards of what I want to believe. I would feel very guilty if I branded myself as something that was very good and then it wasn't very good. And I've seen people do that and then they get hired and it's great. And then they get better and they improve because they get jobs, which is how you do it.
So wait, you said you have quite high standards.
Yeah, I want to be good. And I
No, you're waiting for the plaque that says best actress in the world.
True.
Those are almost impossible standards.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to go out into the world and say, I'm an amazing actress. I'm the best here.
Yeah.
Just to say, I'm an actress and I'm ready for work.
Yeah. I could possibly have that belief in the potential. I think I could maybe stand by not necessarily what I am now, but the potential of what I could be, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's that fear of not good enough that keeps popping up versus just what I am. I'm an actress. I did my training. I graduated. I'm an actress. I'm going to work on some things to become a better actress.
Yeah.
Is that scary?
It is scary.
Yeah. What is scary about it?
It feels like promising something that I'm like not 100% that I would deliver on. I think it would be helpful if I could say that and be like, yeah.
Can we practice it right now?
Yeah. I'm Evie and I am an actress.
One more time. Retake.
Yeah. I'm Evie and I am an actress.
Oh, that was better. Mm-hmm. Now, your role is you've just gotten out of acting school and you're looking for a job and it's, a windy, snowy London street and you walk into the studio where the casting director is and the casting director says, "Oh, who are you?" And you say,
I'm Evie, I'm an actress.
And cut. Wrap. It's a scene. How does that feel?
I can't remember exactly what it is you said, but it feels helpful. It's like where I'm at now. You said something that was like about like meeting where I'm at now and accepting that I am somewhere now, whereas I feel like I'm nothing at the moment. But I think having a place to start on is useful, I think.
If you were just a person who just came in and said, "Hey, listen, I want to be an actress. Can you help me?" I'd say, sure, go to acting school.
Yeah.
But you're here saying, I did my training. Mm-hmm. I've done a process, right? Like I've graduated.
Yeah.
The first step of the dream has already been walked. And it's about seeing exactly where you are, which is, I'm a graduated actress. Can I be better? Sure.
Yeah.
Can I study more? Sure. Can I do more training? Sure. But I'm already an actress.
That is actually helpful. Yeah. I have done things. I have done things for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are we with our question?
I think I have a little bit been waiting. I've either been waiting for someone to give me permission almost, or I've been waiting for someone to tell me it's stupid. But I think there is a gut instinct, and I think that's the thing I should follow. I've been feeling a little bit like I have nothing to follow, but I do. Like I have the thing that I kind of want to do and it's there. So I think following that for a bit would be good.
Yeah. And this idea, I need someone to tell me, someone else to tell me, do it, don't do it, it's silly, you're good. Mm-hmm. I'm asking you or inviting you to connect to that voice inside you that you've been hearing for quite a long time, you said. Mm-hmm. Which I think, if we go back to sort of the questions that we asked at the beginning, that's the voice of a dream.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's a better place to feel it rather than being like, I need to know that this is my destiny. But that feels a lot stronger.
I've got this guide in here.
Yeah.
And I very much look forward to seeing you in the next, I don't know, what do you want to be in?
Give me a film. Give me a gritty British film. That'd be great.
Gritty British film. So any producers or directors out there listening, you're planning a gritty British film.
I'm an actress.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah, that's genuinely really helpful. That feels positive, I think.
You've been listening to The Real Question. Our show is funded through our Patreon at patreon.com/realquestionpod. If you're a regular listener, we'd love your support. Another way you can support this show is by leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Reviews are really important. We're always looking for more guests. So if you have a question, go to our website, realquestionpod.com, to submit. We love to shout out our BFF tier patrons: Molly Reilly, Renee Underhill, Becky Boo, Jenny Cruz, Amanda Schramm, and Shannon Sheehan. We're a Not Sorry production. Our executive producer is Vanessa Zoltan. We are edited and produced by Ariana Nettleman. Music is by Nick Bowl. And we're distributed by Acast. Support for this show comes from the Fetzer Institute. Thank you to Evie for joining us today. Evie, if you're listening to the credits, I had one more idea that came to me after we had stopped recording. I heard somewhere that making it as an actress is as hard as getting hit by lightning. And you've already been hit by lightning, so I think this bodes well. This is a good omen for you. Thanks as always to our wonderful team: Julia Argy, Nikki Zoltan, AJ Yaramas, Anissa Ahmed, Danny Langley, Courtney Brown, Casper Turkile, and Stephanie Paulsell. I'll see all of you next week.